Coming up on TekThing, oh my goodness, we got a new XPS 13 from Dell. HP's got some new Chromebooks, and let's talk about our hangout at CES. Is there anything worth seeing at CES? Yes. Yes, there is. A couple more ways outlets can kill your computers, and the mystery of Windows and cloud cams. All that and more coming up on TekThing. Hangouts with the host, build videos, early access. How about our weekly pick for the top 5 tech stories? Our patrons at patreon.com/TekThing, well, they make TekThing possible. Seriously, without your support at patreon.com/TekThing, we would not be able to make the show for you. Thank you, each and every one of you.
Happy New Year! I'm Shannon Morris.
And I'm Patty Norton.
And this is TekThing, where we have something useful in every single show.
Welcome to 2018, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
Oh my goodness. Speaking of 2018.
What's going on?
Well, technically in my family, the new year doesn't start until after CES.
Oh.
And if you're in Las Vegas for CES, or you live in Las Vegas, or you feel like dragging yourself inside of the Las Vegas area on Tuesday, January 9th, please come join Shannon, myself, and the whole Daily Tech News Show crew, Tom Merrit, Sarah Lane, and Roger Chang, at our CES Meetup mashup.
Woohoo! So exciting.
The details are everywhere.
Yes.
On our Twitter feed. We'll pin them up on our Facebook accounts.
That's right.
We'll post them in Patreon.
I've been posting them all over the place, so you'll definitely be able to find the details if you check our Twitter account or our Patreon as well. But all the details are over there on the social networks. MGM Grand, that's where we're going to have it, up at the Level Up Arcade and Bar on Tuesday, January 9th at 8 p.m. We are so excited. You don't have to get any reservations. We're just going to show up and take over the bar. Hopefully they don't mind. But it's worked in the past, so that's what we're gonna do.
And it just might work in the future.
Yeah, you know, all those bars in Vegas, they like want to charge you like, woo, all sorts of money to reserve
Not the
space.
bars I hang out in.
Like, nope, we'll just show up, thanks, bye.
Gotta get off the strip, head downtown, out to the edges.
But, you know, that's far away.
Oh my goodness. One of the weird things about the Consumer Electronics Show is getting briefed about new products weeks before they're announced at the big show.
But of course, we can't talk about those quite yet. There's still a lot of embargoes we have to, you know, sign on to. But there are a few things that we can talk about that hit the show this week. And the first up is HP's got 2 new Chromebooks. Super excited. Patrick, tell us about the Chromebooks.
Let's talk about the HP Chromebook 11G6 Education Edition and the HP Chromebook 14G5. Both will come with up to 8 GB of RAM and 64 gigs of eMMC storage and an Intel Celeron N3350 or N3450 CPU that HP claims will deliver up to 26% better performance. Big difference between the two is screen size. The 11-inch G6 Education Edition will easily fit in a child's backpack, and it features, and I quote, a strengthened corner design and co-molded rubber contact points. Because children.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, industrial strength. Like, there's like mil spec and there's like child spec.
Right, and these are made for the educational market, so it totally makes sense that they want to make sure, like, if your kid drops it, it'll be okay.
I still remember somebody's like, we're going to put 1 million iPads in the hands of children in LA, and I'm like, wow, so you're going to get the kids robbed and they're going to break constantly. Woo! So the Chromebook 14G5, quote, elegant, effortless, and ready for the enterprise, has, yes, you guessed it, a 14-inch screen, and it's about a ½ millimeter thinner than the 11. Both include USB-C and A ports, along with built-in mics and webcams. Touchscreens are an option on both models, and I believe both will do USB-C charging.
Yay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the Hack Shop currently uses Chrome OS boxes in the warehouse. We really like the security, the fact that it's not Windows, so there's not a lot of attacks going to Chrome OS, and it's a nice little bump in the CPU. That's always a nice thing. The price is to be determined. HP says both models will be available in February, so we will probably hear more about that during CES next week.
I suspect.
Yes.
And then there's the Alpine White and Rose Gold, a new color combination on the latest version of Dell's XPS 13, newer even than my daily driver right here.
So pretty.
Oh my goodness. So Dell went with some really crazy, amazing material science, a special woven glass fiber palm rest, which feels luxurious, frankly.
It does.
But things get really geeky inside. Dell doubled the number of heat pipes and fans, 2 of each, and then laid a layer of Gore thermal insulation. The first laptop to ever use this stuff. Literally a Gore-Tex type fabric with silica aerogel embedded in it, which, if memory serves, was invented for satellites. The insulation is designed to kind of keep the heat inside the heat pipes and headed out through the vents in the back and away from your tender flesh, which I am down with.
Yeah, so it's supposed to keep your laptop much lower on the temperature range.
Yeah, no fried.
Should be comfortable on your legs if you're sitting at the couch.
I gotta say the existing 4-core one isn't bad.
Hot.
I'm really curious if this is gonna add performance to the 8th gen Kaby Lake CPU we tested in this kind of the previous latest upgrade to the XPS earlier this year, or if it's adding thermal capacity for future Intel CPUs.
I guess we'll find out.
Oh my goodness. Less Mr. Science and more. This is a step in the right direction. Dell relocated the web camera to the center of the machine.
Yes, they did.
It's still below the screen, so you got the nostril cam action, but having it centered is a good start.
Yeah, they're sticking with those smaller bezels and keeping the webcam at the bottom, but at least it's in the center now.
It's a step.
Yes.
It's a step. There's also 2 Thunderbolt 3 Type-C ports that can charge connected devices, hard drives, dual 4K displays. They're claiming data transfers up to 40 gigabits per second. And there's a 3rd USB-C port that can also charge the laptop, a micro SD card adapter. And Dell promises each and every XPS 13 will include a USB A to C adapter in the box.
Yay! Thank you for that. Yay, more dongles.
Oh.
So what's the price going to be?
Who knows?
Yeah, to be announced.
Yeah, it should be in line with the current XPS 13 offerings.
Yeah, that's most likely what we will see with that. Expect a ton of laptops, though. Lots and lots of announcements there's going to be more from Dell, I'm sure, Lenovo, HP, Razer even. They might come out with something new. Acer.
Asus.
We could list names for a long time, but CES 2018, we'll hear about it all next week. But these were the first 2 that we were able to announce. Super excited about them.
Yes, yes we are.
Speaking of CES 2018, let's talk about 8K TVs. Yes, that's right. 8, not 4.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Not 4, but 8.
I've seen the demos in the past.
Though honestly, is it even necessary?
Well, okay, so this LG's showing off the world's first 88-inch 8K OLED display. Mostly this is, yes, it comes with, a giant display at a resolution you have no content for. The big deal about this is that it's the biggest OLED ever. Yes. I feel like they smushed 2 4K panels together in some weird way to make this happen. But, as I think you're kind of suggesting, we barely have 4K.
Yes.
We barely have HDR.
There's barely any content.
Why?
Yeah. Do you feel like it's total overkill?
It's total overkill, but that's a big part of CES, right? Is, we did a 119-inch LCD, what was it, 119, 120-inch LED display?
Oh, the ridiculous one?
Yeah, literally uninstallable and only $100,000.
It's true.
Yeah, this is total overkill. That's kind of the CES lifestyle. I'm pretty sure I can put together a wicked 125-inch 4K HDR projection system for half of what that thing's going to cost.
Yeah, probably.
But you've got an LG booth tour set up.
I do, yeah.
OLED TVs.
Right.
Phones. Or the crazy wall of appliances. Where are you going to spend your time?
I would say, oh man, there's so many different things I could look at. So last year they had a 65-inch wallpaper-thin OLED TV at the LG booth, which was freaking gorgeous, but it's also priced at $15,000, those overkill things. Plus, LG always brings some new interesting appliances. We always see some kind of smart appliances, so I am very interested in what they will bring this year as far as other TVs, maybe not just that gigantic OLED, but also what they have in the smart appliances. Not too interested in the phones, because usually those end up releasing half a year later, so I'm not too interested in checking those out until they actually release, but the TVs and the appliances, that's my ballpark.
That's her ballpark.
Yep.
I'm really curious to see what Intel and AMD bring to CES in 2018.
Ooh,
will there be new processor announcements? Will there be new GPUs? I don't think AMD is going to drop a new processor. Intel might. I'm curious what's happening with graphics cards.
Yes, me too. I've also got booth tours set up with NVIDIA, so be on the lookout for maybe new GPUs, maybe an NVIDIA Shield update. Ooh, yeah, and who knows? I'm also going to talk to Razer, so maybe they're going to be introducing something cool this year. So I'll be focusing more on VR this year as far as the gaming specs go. I'm really interested to see what companies are bringing the virtual reality, because that's my ballpark as well. It's big.
I just want to see HTC Vive drop in price.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
I don't know. I'll have to drop by HTC and be like, hey guys, hey, when can I afford this?
Oh my goodness. Tons of gaming gear showing up at CES 2018 based on the early bookings we've made, and so much Internet of Things stuff.
All the Internet of Things.
Some of it just absolutely frightens me. I've got 2 words for you, and I will never say them again, I hope. smart underwear.
What? What? Do you know something that I don't? Never mind, I don't want to know. Moving on.
Someday I will go open that email after we shoot the show just to see what exactly makes underwear smart.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yes.
Can we talk about something different now?
Any cameras expected from Sony at CES?
Actually, that's a good question. Sony is probably likely to show off some new audio gear and TVs, which they have done announcements for in the past. Camera announcements usually happen during other times throughout the year. But since there is one camera that they did not announce in 2017 that I was expecting with like bated breath, it was the Sony CyberShot RX 100 Mark VI. I have the Mark V, which I just purchased, even though I was hoping for a Mark VI. Maybe they will announce a Mark VI at CES. Maybe they were just waiting until the convention. So I'm speculating there. I'm totally speculating. It might not happen, but that's what I'm thinking.
Or more $2,000 headphones.
Or more of those.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see LG's latest OLEDs. I mean, the thing about that giant wallpaper screen is, you know, you could pay $1 zillion for that, or you could pay like $2,500 or $2,000 and get the exact same glass and processor.
Yes, very true.
Love that, LG. Samsung's on radio silence right now as far as their next round of screens. We expect some updates in the quantum dot situation. I'm really curious if TCL can bring another high-performing HDR 4K TV out this year. And yes, I will search out every speaker I can hear while I'm at the show because
so much speculation.
That's the way I roll.
Yeah, he's going to be all over the audio for us.
Yeah, well, it's also the fun thing is also the weird little gadgets.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Oh, I love the weird stuff.
Yeah.
I saw something weird today that is still under embargo, but I got an email and I was just like, why does that exist? We don't, maybe, I don't know, who needs that?
Game changer.
Very strange
Revolutionary.
things. Email us.
Totally disruptive.
Email us, ask@tekthing.com. Let us know what you want to see. You still have time to let us know what you want to see. We'll be heading out there on Sunday. CES 2018 is going to be big. I'm excited.
Yeah, posting a couple videos a day from CES. Keep an eye out. And make sure to subscribe at youtube.com/TekThing or TekThing.com or iTunes, your favorite podcatcher, because you can get us at all the places.
All the places.
All the places. Did we mention CES? Okay, one last thought. All our patrons are going to get access to me during the show at patreon.com/TekThing. So if you got questions, post them up there because I'm really likely to see them. And if I get really crazy, how about an iPhone battery upgrade via a YouTube live channel in Las Vegas? Because really, what could go wrong ripping my phone apart in the middle of casino land? Okay, I'm probably not stupid enough to crack open my iPhone during the biggest event of the year, I think. But if you want to give back to the show and get closer to Shannon and I, patreon.com/TekThing is the place to be. Can't donate, we understand. Keep sending in your questions, your tips, and your ideas. Y'all are amazing, and we love to hear from you. Email ask@tekthing.com, tweet @tekthing.com, @Snubs, or @Patrick Norton. We're listening. Sir Pete posted up on Patreon about the Echo Spot. Wouldn't 2 pieces of Scotch tape over the camera block imaging but allow for light conditioning? So you tested that out. Did it work? I
did, yeah. So the Echo Spot, this is the one that I reviewed recently. It changes the brightness of the screen depending on the brightness of the room it's in. So the unfortunate part of that is that it's built into this teeny tiny camera at the top. And my biggest complaint about the Echo Spot is that it has a camera and you stick this thing in your bedroom.
Well, you could stick it someplace else.
You could totally stick it someplace else, but it's like its main component is being an alarm clock. So if you cover it with a sticker, it can't comprehend the brightness of the room. Then it might be too bright when it's too dark out, or too dim when it's too bright out.
Which is irritating.
Yes. So clear Scotch tape did nothing to blur the camera, and here's a photo that I took of myself through the camera lens. It's kind of creepy. It's still very easy to see everything, and the Spot's auto brightness still worked fine through it. Of course it did, because it's not blocking everything. Now with cloudy Scotch tape, because you know there's a little bit of difference, there's the clear and the cloudy
kind. Matte finish.
The matte finish. It did blur the camera very well when I put 2 strips of tape on it, and it did allow for auto brightness changes.
Yes.
So it does work. It totally works, though it looks kind of ugly. So personally, I'm probably just going to stick to disabling the drop-in via the app and disabling the camera on the actual Spot and keeping it covered with a really cute sticker. I'm just going to manually keep it turned down because the only time I really look at it, and the only time I've been looking at it through the course of the month that I've had it, is when it's dark. So there's really no point in me raising up the brightness on it. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for the question.
You were lounging around your bed drinking tea and...
I was, and editing my Japan vlogs. YouTube.com/Shannon Morse.
Go check him out.
Humble brag.
Pretty video.
We also got another question.
Yes, Oscar. Oscar says, Shannon, quick question about the Amazon Cloud Cam. For the sensor it has, is that IR, does it work off the video stream feed? Just thinking if it would be compatible with the scenario of putting the camera inside hooked up on a windowsill with the camera facing outside to the backyard or facing the street. I'm wondering if it will work as expected with notifications. Thanks, Oscar.
So what he's referring to here is that a lot of security cameras use IR to sense the motion in front of them, and then if you stick it in front of a window where it's looking out a window, the window glass pane will completely block the IR sensor, and then it'll just blow it out. So you can't see anything, and then it doesn't sense right, it doesn't send you the notifications that you're supposed to get. So I do have mine hooked up like this, and I have no problems getting motion through the glass pane of my window. I still receive notifications as normal, so you should too. The only time that I noticed issues is whenever the sun is hitting it almost directly, so I have to tilt it down so that it doesn't get that glare from the sun. So that's just the only thing that you should keep in mind, and again, make sure that you don't put it outside because the current Amazon Cloud Cam is not weatherproof.
From the more reasons your computer can get fried department, well, okay, so remember last week we talked about Lyle?
Yeah.
Lyle, hi Lyle. He emailed ask@TekThing.com about a couple plugs in his house that always seem to kill electronics when he plugs into them.
Yep.
We had some advice, and of course the ever awesome @TekThing audience has some great additions. First up, @GarfNody, aka Call Me David, tweeted @TekThing. A few years ago, my dad's house's outlets were showing 135 volts.
Oh.
Yeah. Called the power company, and they were there and replaced a pole transformer before the end of the day.
Yikes.
Yikes, that's a little high.
Yeah. Doug, a recovering EE, not a licensed electrician, emailed ask@tekthing.com to say another more likely cause for Lyle's problem is a floating neutral. Occurs whenever the neutral wire loses its connection and reference to ground. Aside from sustained high voltage and damaging electronics, a floating unbonded neutral will significantly increase the risk of fire. Call a licensed electrician and get this checked out promptly. Now is good. Caution, many homes, generators have a floating neutral, from Doug. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Well, whenever the wiring gets really, really squirrely, or the voltage on your house gets really, really squirrely, I think calling an electrician and the power company is warranted. One of the ways a friend of mine was like, how do you even check that?
Right, yeah, what do you use?
I use one of these. This is a kilowatt.
A kilowatt?
Kilowatt, P3 International, P4400 kilowatt electricity usage monitor, or watt meter. It's a great way to monitor the quality of the power coming from the wall. Because basically gives you readouts for the voltage. Tells you how much amperage your device is drawing. It can tell you, memory serves will tell you the frequency.
That's cool.
Yeah, but the big thing, like, I got these originally to figure out how much power gadgets were consuming.
Yeah, you can find out if your stuff is using like vampire power, right?
Exactly.
Ooh,
it's
I
really
need one
useful
of those.
that way. They're cheap, actually. I think it's like $18.53 on Amazon.
Oh, that's great.
But you can get it with expert installation for $1,285.79.
Wait, what? No. Why?
Yeah, let me point this out. You plug this into the outlet, and then you plug your power cable into this, and then you can look at the results.
Okay.
Volts, amps, watts, the hertz that the outlet
I feel like you don't
out.
need the expert installation for that.
I'm feeling that it's not necessary.
No.
Oh my goodness. But the options there should you be completely insane.
Cool.
Or have more money and not know what to do.
Well, thank you everybody for your questions this week. And of course, again, if you have any questions about CES 2018, make sure to let us know by Sunday when we are flying out there. Yay! Email ask@tekthing.com, or you can tweet @tekthing, and we will definitely check them out. And remember...
I'm driving, by the way.
Oh, you're driving?
I love driving to CES.
He's crazy. I'm flying, because I'm not crazy.
Whatevs.
Remember, once in a while, put down your phone, step away from the screen, close your laptop, and do something analog. Like Jason, who says, here was my analog project, a 1947 Ford Tudor sedan carb rebuild, and you can't fix it without a proper toolkit, and fur babies, Gabriel and Angel. I love your fur babies. They're so cute. Thanks for the great show, from Jason. That's so adorable.
Oh my goodness. I do not miss rebuilding carburetors.
I've never done that ever in my life, and I don't plan to.
You know, it's just, It doesn't need to be on your bucket list.
Cool. I'm okay with that.
Also, don't get between the cat and the dog when you're introducing the two of them, especially if your toddler is running up behind you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
It turns out the cat can bite completely through one of my fingers and tore my lip and tore chunks out of the back of my arm simultaneously. 4 paws with death claws on the end of them.
All right, we'll talk more about that in a sec.
I love Agave. She's
I'm Shannon Morse.
I'm Patty Norton. We'll see you next week on TekThing.
Your poor little baby. Is your cat okay?
Oh, cat's fine.
Oh, okay. I was concerned about the cat.
Why? Well, you should.
I know you could take it, but I was concerned about the cat.
I was howling like a small child that had been whipped. Oh. I mean, there was literally like blood's going coming down there. Oh. Blood and beards make you feel like a pirate. I just want to say that.
Oh yeah, Jack Sparrow. No, not Jack Sparrow. He's a terrible person. But you would be like.
I don't know. If I was gonna be a pirate, Jack Sparrow would be it.
Yeah. Blackbeard.
Commodore.
Ooh, Blackbeard.
Get you a really big hat.
What do you think, Blackbeard? What is Patrick's pirate name? That's what I want the internet to answer for us. Let us know in the comments below.
Or email ask@tekthing.com or tweet @PattyNorton, @Snubbs, or @TekThing. What is my pirate name?
Thank you everybody for watching.
See you next week. CES people, stay tuned.